Thanks, Asier. And joining me now with more on the president's comments and the response from Beijing is Jia Xiudong, a senior research fellow at the China Institute of International Studies. Welcome back to the show. My first question to you is your reaction to U.S. President Barack Obama's comments on the Diaoyu Islands and his words. How are his words being perceived in China?
President Obama's comments may sound sweet to the ears of the Japanese and especially Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, but to the ears of the Chinese public, the president's comments are a kind of violation of China's interests related to the Diaoyu Islands. And the Japan-U.S. Mutual Defense Treaty is left over from the Cold War era. It should not cover China's territory of Diaoyu Islands. And the president's comments to include Diaoyu Islands into the treaty between the U.S. and Japan amounts to kind of a coercion or threat of force over China's territorial sovereignty over the Diaoyu Islands. So these comments are very counterproductive.
Do you think that this visit to Japan and the comments will affect China-U.S. relations at all?
Certainly, the U.S. is building a new model of major power relationship with China. And also, as a major ally of Japan, the U.S. should tell Japan to come to dialogue with China, not to provoke on the history issue over the Diaoyu Islands. And the United States should not overplay its hedging strategy towards China. Otherwise, it will be very much counterproductive, and China will take countermeasures against that. It will increase actually mutual distrust between China and the U.S.
As you know, China is not a part of this trip this Asia trip by U.S. President Barack Obama. He is actually expected to visit China in the fall. How do you perceive this? On one hand, some may say that China is so important to the United States, it should have its very own visit. But do you think he should have made a stop in China while he was in the region?
Well, as you said, he will have a separate opportunity to visit Beijing. If he chooses to attend APEC meeting in Beijing in November this year, if he chooses not to be absent as he has done in the past 2 years related to the APEC meetings, actually, a presidential visit to China, of course, will be very important, but it's not the whole picture. And China-U.S. have over 90 channels of dialogue, consultation, and cooperation. So they can use all these channels of communication and cooperation to engage in dialogues and cooperation and manage their differences, enhance their cooperation. So the two countries share major interests in so many areas, regionally, bilaterally, and internationally, including the issues of Japan. Actually, they can use all these channels in absence of a presidential visit to China.
All right, Mr. Jia Xiudong, Senior Research Fellow at the China Institute of International Studies, we appreciate your insight.